All right, Brian here. I'm here to report to my YouTube family, reptile family, that here is Sassy. We got all her shed off, and she's gonna be real squirmy, all except her main part of her fat tail, and that's okay because I've read and heard people say that it's gonna be a challenge. She is ornery, that they are slow to shed that on their rear tail, and the possible reason for that is for mating season. April, May, June, when the males are biting on their lower half of their bodies, that extra thick skin on the tail and on the back of the legs is to help maybe fend off some extra wounds that are caused during mating season. So I have hope for her tail to come off, but that sheddies really worked pretty well just to start the shed process. She's kind of ornery. She's got big nails. Oh, Sassy! Watch, she's flying time. Oh, we'll put her down. Okay, now that she's down on the ground, she's not scratching me all up and making my mic fly off. I think that, let me tell you, I've tried KY jelly from people that have recommended that, vegetable oil, I've tried virgin olive oil for human skin, pure. Let's see what else. I've tried basically everything under the sun. Moss, came up with that like 2 years ago. I have a video on that, and it worked out really well like a year or 2 years ago, but it didn't work out this time. And I have a possible reasoning behind that, why that is. So I've tried a lot of other stuff. If you want to name it, vitamin B, super vitamin B complex, vitamin E, high dollar oil for women that put it on their skin or their lips or their hair or whatever. I've tried E and C and D, nice quality cream for our skin that makes our skin soft. I've tried it all. If you mention it, I've tried it. Putting it on their skin, rubbing it on there, it didn't really work for Sassy. And so where was I going with that? Let's see. Here's what. She's just not going to let me hold her. So what I think it is that I was allowing Sassy. She sleeps a lot. She hides out a lot, and she doesn't bask a lot, and that's her choice. So I'm usually like, obviously she has to know what she wants to do. You provide them things, and if they partake, they partake. If they don't, they don't. But I think they need to get in a humid environment, and then they need to get out of that humid environment. And in the wild, they would go into a burrow, Tegu's burrow, and they go down and they might sleep a couple days in a very humid, moist burrow, and then they come out and they bask in the sun, or they're out and they dry out. So I don't think Sassy has been drying out. She's been hibernating this year and last year, and they're just she doesn't sit under the light. So I observed this time when I've been keeping her for months and months really moist. I mean too moist to a point, if you want to think about it. But I haven't been letting her dry out. And by meaning dry out, I mean they have to be under a hot light, 105, 110. I mean, that's pretty hot. But immediately after I put her in the Zilla Shed Ease, I put her in the cage, and she went and sat under the light for about 3 hours. My 250 watt bulb and my UVB mercury bulb. And I immediately, after about 2 hours, I saw the skin drying out. So putting two and two together, I mean, you've got to get them really, really moist and humid, maybe for a couple of days, and then bring them out and let them dry out. They have to dry out. They have to get in the sun, fake sun if you're indoors, but real sun outdoors, and really get up to temp. And then the skin seems to loosen up, and then it comes off. So I think I've had an enlightening And I think that's my solution moving forward. Instead of keeping her super, super humid and hoping, hoping for the best, it's, I just need to keep her moist, humid. But when she gets to that time, first she needs to be shedding, because if you just keep them in humidity and they're not shedding, then you probably could risk a respiratory infection. But when you notice that they're getting near that time to shed, get them in a real humid environment. If you want to put Spanish moss or sphagnum moss in a Tupperware container and cut a hole in it where they can come in and out, or make him or her sleep in a tub with that, and then put a heat source under it. Because it just moisture, heat draws the moisture out and puts it into the air, as like a sauna for humans. So you can do that, but then you need to give your Tegu time to dry out, and the heat on the animal makes them dry out, and that's the skin loosens up and then it comes off. That's what my basic thinking is right now. So everything is good with her. She looks a lot better. She's moving around more. I just need to make sure she gets up and that she goes and sits under the basking light, under the hot basking light, and that she actually sits there and soaks it up for about 3 or 4 hours. The bellies are so funny. I love their little belly. She's got a little pink belly in her little hiney area. It's so good. She's such a sweet girl sometimes. But that's my video. I want to make it an update. She's all good on most of her body. She's got little spots. You see, it's coming off right now. She went and sat under the hot lamp under her neck. Let me get this off while I have her here. It's hard to see, but there's a little bit on her head, but no big deal, because I got it off her toes and her feet. That's really, really important to get off their feet so they don't lose their toes. There's nothing worse than having a lizard that has no nails or half their toes are gone. So very important. And also, in the end, if it gets, really, long and she doesn't shed, you want to get it off the tip of their tail, because then they can lose their tail. And Sassy already had a little incident when she was younger with the dog, and she lost about that much of her tail showing, but it grew back. And she's all good. But she's going to go to sleep, and I'm going to travel for a couple days, put her back down on the ground. Mic back on. Also, too, I want to point out, I've just been watching some videos lately. Kevin at Nerd. Kevin is probably one of the most intelligent people as far as modern times with reptile breeding and raising reptiles. He is highly regarded in knowing a lot about reptiles. So what he says, I listen to, and a large reptile facility. And so he's very, very knowledgeable, if I can just express that. But he had a viewer request of Tegu, make a Tegu video, because they do have raised Tegus and sold plenty of Tegus. And so they made a video. And he said something very interesting, is that Tegus, he says that Tegus do not need a lot of UVB light. He said in one moment, he said they don't need UVB light. They can benefit from UVB light, just like certain boas. They live under canopies with heavy canopies in forests, and they don't get a lot of sunlight. They may get a little filtered UVB. But Tegus, he said Tegus are primarily spend a lot of time in burrows and under the ground. And so, and obviously, during brumation, 4 or 5 months of brumation, they don't get UVB. So he said you can provide UVB, and it's not a bad thing. He said there's just not make sure he doesn't get my arm or something. Just got to always be paying attention with an animal this big. If it gets a hold of your arm, it's not going to be good. But very important, that they don't necessarily, I take what he says as truth, that they don't need UVB light. You can give it to them. If you want to take that up with him, you can. But I think UVB is important to them, but it's not the end of the world if you don't have them blasted with UVB all the time. So I just wanted to mention that. I think it's pretty important. I just saw that video yesterday or the day before. If you want to watch that, I'll post that in my section where you can go look at that, whatever the info on this video, okay? Well, there's Mac. Mac's doing really, really good too. God, they're squirmy. Whew. I'm back from my trip, and she shed some more. She's got most of it done, except for her tail, about the last 7 inches of her tail, which will come. We're sure of that. But Sassy's such a sweet girl sometimes. I like holding her like this so I can rub her belly, because their bellies are soft and they're not beaded like their backs. And they're just so much fun to hold right in this area. I always just find it really great to touch their bellies and rub them there. And sometimes they enjoy it. But she's looking really good. She's not going to be compliant with me shooting video. Oh, Sassy, settle down. Settle down. Let's go fly. Let's go fly. Oh, there's a roll. There's a gator roll. Got blueberries, grapes, strawberry, and God, man, I can't remember everything. This is the green bell pepper. Yeah. This is their first fruit of the year. My Tegus love fruit. It's one of their favorites. One of the most rewarding parts of owning a Tegu, I think, is feeding them and seeing them love their food and knowing they're getting nutritious things from it and they're growing and they're going to be healthy. It's just fun. Tegu is a fun experience owning these lizards, and just really good. Really good experience, what I was trying to say. Fruit cake. Oh, Mac. Oh. He can't judge very well distance. Blueberries or blackberries. Oh, those are good too, aren't they, Mac? Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Hopefully you learned something. I'm always learning as I have these longer and longer and longer, and hopefully I have them 20 years. That's my plan. Okay, bye-bye. Thanks for viewing.